Hello everyone, welcome back to another Friday and another casual champion review. I am already pissed off because I just fresh off the heels of fighting an Akshan as Kassadin mid. That was not enjoyable, and now I have to play Katarina, which is, for those of you who don't know, this is one of only two champions I have in the entire game that I have zero mastery on. And I've played Katarina before. I played her once in a one-for-all game on PvE. So this is kind of unfortunate. I'm kind of ruining my my streak here. Not what I'm looking forward to, but I did decide maybe, you know, to spice things up, I'll try Katarina jungle. I've already fought Akshan as Kassadin. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy myself and try to do something stupid. You know what isn't stupid though? Fan art section. Look at those Katarinas, those creatures, those absolute heathen, disgusting beings. I'm kidding. Dave everyone who did the fan art section this week. I hope I didn't sound like entitled last week when there was, I think, or two of them. And I hope that didn't come up, because I do appreciate everybody who does it, whether you do it or not. But thank you, fellas. You're amazing. All right, so Katarina is going to be kind of interesting because she actually, in a weird sort of way, I think her lore is fantastic. And I think she has one of the best characterizations of a lot of League champions. I mean, that tends to happen when you're one of League's poster children. I hate her gameplay. I'm going to try to make this jungle Katarina work to see if I can gank probably. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Quite healthy, so that's good. I have a whole notepad here. It's just good that another reason I'm playing Katarina jungle is because I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to recap the lore and I have to look at my notes to remember everything properly. And I recap both her main lore and her comic, because I think her comic is very important in helping to breathe life into who she is as a character. So Katarina was one of the Dukuto sisters, one of the most respected families in Noxus, and she was sister alongside Cassiopeia. And while Cassiopeia took more after her mother, Katarina was more after her father. So Cassiopeia was more into politics, Katarina was more into killing people. And she was taught by her father, Marcus Dukuto, from childhood to become the ultimate killing machine. Trained her whole life, became immune to some poisons or something like that. And eventually, she is tasked with her first kill. She has to assassinate a line officer by the name of Demetrius, I think it was, who was a rival camp during a westward Noxian invasion. And this camp was not too far away from her father's own camp. And Katarina's like, what the hell? I've been training my whole life to become the best assassin in the world. Why am I wasting my time on this wretched creature? This not worthy of the status of my expertise. I'm going to go do one better, and I'm going to kill the reigning commander of that camp instead. And she goes and she does it. But upon the camp discovering this, that same line officer, Demetrius, thinks vengeance, and they go and he leads the army into Katarina's father's camp, killing dozens of Noxian soldiers, and in fact, Marcus is barely able to escape with his life. I don't know how good Katarina jungle ganks are gonna be, though it seems to be working. Wow. Katarina jungle. It works, everyone. Marcus was furious about this, reminding Katarina afterwards that the mission is not about personal glory and that she had shamed both herself, himself, and their family name. And he kind of disowned her from that moment onward, not even recognizing her talents, just thinking her of just a waste of human flesh. So Katarina decides, I need to redeem myself. I'm going to go out and kill Demetrius, or Dimitri, what I don't remember his name. They're gonna kill that guy. But on her way to assassinate Demetrius, she is nearly assassinated, whom we now know as Talon. And that's how she gets her scar, because Talon is a perfectionist little piece of shit. Talon has this weird obsession that if he can't kill his opponent in one hit, it's not worth it, so he misses and gives up. But Katarina continues her assassination attempt and is successful. She brings the severed head of Demetrius to her father, realizing that she didn't fail him, she failed Noxus, considering that, well, I could have killed you instead, maybe. And now she's got that scar on her face to remind her of that failure. So now she dedicates her existence to trying to redeem herself, not just in her own eyes, but in the eyes of Noxus itself, to become the killing machine she was always destined to be. And normally that would be where it ends. We have a couple extra things, like her love interest, quotation marks, with Garen, which has been hinted at since day one, pretty much, but has been slightly more confirmed through stuff like the comic, which I'll get into in a bit, and in Legend of Runeterra, they have those little back and forth banters of like, oh, meet me at the docks after dark, where they pretending they don't know each other. But in terms of actual lore canonicity, Garen and Katarina is a relatively new thing, if a thing at all. Oh, this is bad. Good thing. Oh. Okay, so to quickly summarize the Katarina comic, It happens post Borm Darkwool era, when Marcus goes missing. So she assumes that her father's dead, but she is loyal to Noxus itself, not her father. So she decides, okay, I'm just going to align myself with Swain, try and become a high-ranking assassin in his own assassination guild. And it works. She becomes a very high-ranking assassin in his assassination guild. But a little while later, Marcus reveals that he is actually still alive and tasks Katarina with a very important mission to go to Demacia and kill Luxana Crownguard and King Jarvan III. But when she arrives there, she spares Lux, seeing that she is rebelling against the Demacian Empire. It's like, nah, you're cool. This empire sucks. Good job. Ho ho. But while she spares Lux, she does not spare Jarvan. She kills him, and the assassination attempt of hers is pinned on Silas instead. That's why Silas is accused of being it, even though it was actually her the whole time. And trying to escape Demacia, she runs into Garen. They have a bit of a kerfuffle, but they see explosions in the background. Like, well, we can't really fight each other. You got more pressing matters to do, and I got to escape. So they depart each other, though Katarina forms a crush on him, I think. And while she's trying to get out of Demacia, she narrowly escapes, trying to hitch her ride on one of the silver rings, but she's shot down by an archer, which is later revealed to be, oh, shoot, I forgot his name, but he's a Noxian spy that was sent to sabotage her. And when she returns to Noxus, she is healed by her friend and decides, why the hell am I trying to be sabotaged? Something's going off here. And she thinks, I know a person who can help me out. And she goes to Talon, and she tries to play it all nonchalant, like, oh, Talon, oh, nice to see you, brother. How you been? But then she figures out that Marcus has been there because she can smell his perfume on Talon. Am I crazy, or is that, like, really, really weird? Like, of all the things, his perfume? I mean, admittedly, this is coming from someone who has a very poor sense of smell, but, like, indicating you know someone's presence because they use a very, like, no one else uses that brand of perfume? You can just tell it was your dad? I don't know. It's weirds me out. Dashing! Oh, I didn't. Oh. Oh, okay, well, in my defense, first game on Katarina. But Talon and Katarina get into a bit of a kerfuffle as well, arguing over, oh, Katarina, you're a traitor to the Empire. And Katarina's like, no, you've been brainwashed by father. He doesn't care about you, really. You're just another weapon in his arsenal. And she slashes him over his eye, giving him an almost mirror scar to Katarina. I believe it's on the opposite side of the face as well. And it's one of my favorite parts of the comic because it perfectly shows how much of a little whiny bitch baby Talon is. Because Talon did the exact same thing to Katarina when they were much younger, and she took it like a champ. But Talon has panels of him crying in the corner. But Katarina spares him because he is her brother and decides, no, you need to live a new life. Get away from Marcus. He's not good for you. And at the same time, the friend that helped her to heal from the initial fall in Demacia also infuses her daggers with blood magic, which is why she's able to teleport. She's not a mage herself. She just has magic daggers. And she intercepts Marcus on his way to kill Swain, which Marcus also used special magic to try and hide himself from Swain's visions. And he reveals that the order to go kill King Jarvan III was real. It was an order from Swain, in fact, that he was going to give to Katarina, except the second target was actually Marcus, not Luxana. And the goal of sending these other soldiers to Demacia to sabotage Katarina was to purposely let her die. So he was going to sabotage his own daughter just to make Swain look bad. So they have a bit of a kerfuffle as well, and Marcus is the loser. He realizes, oh no, my daughter is actually stronger than me, which is his worst fear. And he deploys a bomb powerful enough to destroy the entire building. But right as it's about to go off, Swain intercepts, grabs it with his demon hand. It still blows up, but it doesn't blow up the building. It just incinerates Marcus. And Swain reveals that, well, I've been watching you. I saw you. You are a great assassin, Katarina, and you will be my head of assassins now and my failsafe. I know that I have this demonic power, and I worry that one day it will overtake me, and I need someone on the inside who would be able to kill me should I need to be killed. So Katarina basically operates as like a kill switch for Swain, his right-hand man, but also the one to kill him should she need to. What a great comic. I love that comic. So much extra context. We know where Katarina's dagger's from. We see where Garen and Katarina first meet. We get to see why Swain and Katarina are so close to each other. Get a big characterization with Talon as well, that we show how much of a little whiny bitch he is. And we get some stuff of Marcus and the first image of Serena, their mother. Just awesome stuff. What am I doing? I smited the... You know, we all make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes we make more mistakes than we're willing to admit. However, I'm willing to admit that I made a pretty horrible mistake. Oh, no. Which is good that they give her a lot to like about in the lore, because I hate everything else about her. I do not like her design. I do not like her gameplay, even though I am kind of doing pretty okay considering this is my first ever game playing Katarina. It's mainly because, say it with me, folks, she is fan service without a purpose. People argue, no, she's supposed to be a badass. You know, she's evolved with the times. Her aesthetic has evolved alongside Nox. It's just, you know, a little bit of cleavage out, never hurt nobody. But it's like, if you ever look back to the original cinematics of League of Legends, in nearly every, I think actually, yes, in every single one Katarina is in, they do a cleavage shot. Like, she was designed to be a horny fan service character. Thankfully, her story has evolved beyond that, but again, it was during that time of League history where that was just women, sex appeal. Yes! In a weird twist of fate, I actually do like her censored version from Legend of Runeterra, the one that was used in countries where, you know, excessive amount of skin showing is they need to censor that, and they did that for Thresh and Hecarim, and they did it for Jinx, which Jinx looks cursed as hell. It does not look good on Jinx, but Katarina with a full bodysuit, I think, looks a lot better than her randomly having all these different parts of her exposed. Like, I get you're supposed to be nimble as an assassin. Oh! I get you're supposed to be nimble as an assassin, but there's limits, I think. She's not offensively bad, though. Like I said, she still fits into the Noxian aesthetic, primarily just because of her color scheme. If she had purple hair, probably wouldn't fit in even half as much. I'm doing it. I'm pulling out the Katarina combos. Oh! Like, I don't think she's on the same level as, say, Kaisa, where her introduction of random sex appeal really hinders her character. Oh! The Katarina, it's like, it's kind of like slightly distracting, but I guess that's the femme fatale aesthetic, right? These random stuff. That's where they're going from the start. I think there's probably been a couple fan redesigns of Katarina. I'd have to look them up again, but I think you could do some slightly better things. She has become very iconic, though, to League. Like I said, she's been in so many cinematics, and she has some iconic things about her, mainly just her hair and her scar, and I guess the side tattoo, but that only really is a thing in her base skin. But I don't really know what else to say about her design other than, like, she's serviceable. It's like Garen. It's just great that they're actually together because it's like two pieces of bread. I don't know. It's weird that they keep trying to make it a thing, though. I guess it's kind of charming of this, like, the super confident girl with the absolute lughead. This might shock you. I am not an expert when it comes to relationships. The thing about Katarina is, like, her lore is fantastic. Her design is fine, but her gameplay, ooh, how I hate her gameplay. It's in a very similar vein when I was talking about Kaisa a couple weeks ago, where it's like, Katarina has build diversity in the same way that she does, where randomly one week a certain build will just be better than everything else. Like, this week I'm building AP, this week I'm building AD, this week I'm building attack speed, now I'm building tag, now I'm building a mix of literally everything. And just, it's mainly just because she does on-hit damage for whatever reason, so she can build a insane amount of different items. That's not fair for me. Like, I personally don't think any champion should have build diversity like that. If you're going to play a different version of a character, then they should actually play differently. You're going to have a very different game plan if you play AP Kog'Maw versus if you play AD. They have different skill orders in which you use different ways in which you position how you play the game. Katarina just says, today, I build tank, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I always do. So it gets really frustrating when you have a champion that's that flexible. It feels like cheating. And also, why does she have no mana? Why do I not have any mana problems? I know I'm getting blue buff right now, but that's just because I'm the jungler and I have to take the blue buff. I don't understand, in basically any champion, why any champion is resourceless. At least give them something like Rek'Sai's Fury at minimum, I think. And granted, I am a low-level player. I'm not the best in the world. However, I did kill that Aatrox, and I ended my initial 5 placement games in Platinum. So, I know that's not a good metric. I think Platinum is the new gold. But from a casual player's perspective as well, Katarina is incredibly frustrating to play with how mobile she is, how much damage she does, and how, again, she just builds whatever she wants. What the hell are you doing, Viego? I think it doesn't help either that a lot of the time Katarina mains are very, very annoying to be around. I wish I could find it, but it was some high-level Katarina main showing a list of all the favorable matchups for Katarina, and I kid you not, the only favorable matchups in the entire game for Katarina, apparently, like the winning matchups where she wins lane, is Veigar and Pyke mid. Apparently Katarina loses to everyone else. I wouldn't say the frustration of fighting Katarina is like on the same level as Yone for me, because Yone is a lot more survivable. I think Katarina, at the very least, if you do manage to CC lock her, she will die rather quickly unless she's building like the weirdo bruisery build, like she can build Death Stance and whatever. But at least she is squishier than champions like Yone or like Irelia or Riven or whoever. On the topic of her skin, she does have Winter Blessed, or not Winter Blessed, Fairy Court, which is awesome. I love the wintry theme of that. It's one of the only Fairy Court skins I think that actually, whoa, I do damage now, you I do damage now, you stupid demon. It's one of the only Fairy Court skins that I think actually encapsulates the season it's supposed to be, with Kalista as well, autumn and winter, because they did like another 2 summer and 2 spring or something. It's very confusing. Just as High Noon, which before we knew that High Noon, Samir was coming out, thought that Katarina robbed her of that skin line, but thankfully she didn't. Though High Noon Samir isn't like the best skin either. She does have, like I said, in the early years, she was designed to be the super fan servicey character. So she's got skins like Kitty Cat Katarina, or the referee one, or the Christmas one, where they all put her in very skimpy, obviously designed to be hypersexualized clothing, which again is not what her character is. I guess in that way, she is one of the originals, right? I'm sorry, Tristana. I have way too many dashes. You can't catch. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. But I have opportunities. My kill. I am very surprised Katarina Jungle's working out as well as it is. I was not expecting to do this well, but, you know, that just proves this champion is for babies. What else can I even say about Katarina? I think her lore is excellent. It tends to happen when you get a lot of it, because she's one of League's poster children. I will dearly miss the comics. I think they helped breathe so much life into these characters. Katarina would be only half the character she is without it. Though, she did get a few short stories as well in that one with Talon, which helped to characterize him a bit. It's weird, her own storyline helps to revolve around a whole bunch of other different characters, and you get a whole bunch of different situations. She's connected to a lot of characters. That helps a lot. You know, poor, what's the name? Poor Smolder ain't connected to anybody, so he's just an enigma of a character that just exists in the world for some reason. Don't worry, Mundo. The most broken character in the game is coming to help you. Wee! Look at that. No problem. Even though I'm doing quite well, I probably will never play Katarina again after this video. I'm very sad that my mastery point record has now forever been stained, and Seraphine is now the only champion who I have 0 mastery points on, which honestly I do that just for the bit. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie. Please! I think we've lost this game. That's, you know, for a first game on Katarina getting 17 kills ain't half bad. Next week, I have to play another champion I don't like. I have to play Kale. Why do I have to play so many unfun characters in a row, man? God damn it. Okay, well. Thank you for stopping by this week's Casual Champion Review, everybody. Thank you for listening to me ramble about this character I absolutely despise. And hopefully I'll see you next week for Kale. And I was lying. This whole time I was playing Gragas, actually. I'll never play Katarina. You can't make me ever!